Okay, today my presentation is on cyberbullying and digital drama. Cyberbullying has become quite a bit of an issue in today's society and also in our school system, especially due to the one-to-one initiative. For the past 3 to 4 years, we've had iPads for grades 7 through 12. The students use those solely, no use of textbooks or anything like that, but they're iPads only. And on these iPads, they have iMessages, which often becomes a problem. And next year, we are going strictly to Google Chromebooks, and those Chromebooks will also be set up for some type of messaging system. So I imagine that the cyberbullying will still be a problem. So I will start out my presentation with the definition of cyberbullying, asking the students what they believe the definition of cyberbullying is, and then showing them these two definitions. Cyberbullying, or online cruelty, takes place whenever someone uses digital media tools such as the internet and cell phones to deliberately upset or harass someone else, often repeatedly. I got that definition from commonsensemedia.org. And cyberbullying is bullying that takes place using electronic technology. Electronic technology includes devices and equipment such as cell phones, computers, and tablets, as well as communication tools, including social media sites, text messages, chat, and websites. So I would stop here and have a discussion with the students about what all of these things mean to deliberately upset or harass, asking them for definitions of different parts of the words. And for them to give me examples of social media sites that could be used in cyberbullying. After we have a discussion on the examples of cyberbullying, I will give them my examples of cyberbullying, such as sending mean text messages or emails, posting mean things on social media, starting rumors through text messages, emails, or posting them on social media, sending embarrassing pictures or videos through text messages, email, or social media, and creating fake profiles to be mean to someone else. The students know this as catfishing. So we would have a discussion here about some of the things that mean text messages could be. I believe the students don't really understand what all cyberbullying entails. They're not used to, realizing that certain things that they say, even though they think that they are joking or kidding, could be cyberbullying. And we could talk about ways that social media has increased that type of cyberbullying. I know that many of the students don't use emails anymore, but some of them might send them, especially pictures might be sent through email. But I want them to realize that sending those pictures makes them just as guilty if they forward them, and also some types of pictures are illegal for them to have on their phones due to the child pornography laws. They need to be aware of those laws. So we would discuss that in this part of the presentation. All right, so after we have all of that discussion, I would have them to take this quick quiz. So I would send them this link to their Google Chromebooks, and they would complete this quiz. So this quiz is just a very quick quiz on a Google form. I'm not sure if it'll take me to that right now. And it will show the 3 questions about: have you ever been cyberbullied? Have you ever witnessed cyberbullying? And have you ever cyberbullied someone else? So in certain statistics, say that students in grades 7 through 12, maybe even younger than that, 100% of them will answer yes to one of those questions. So after the students complete the quiz, I will show them the results of the quiz from my Google Forms spreadsheet, and we will talk about why the answers to those questions are yes and what we can do to change the answers to those questions. After that, we will watch a cyberbullying video. This video is called the cyberbullying virus. The cyberbullying virus is an example of cyberbullying in a school. It mostly shows girls doing the cyberbullying, but we could also discuss how boys could be interacted in this cyberbullying virus, and how it affects everyone in the school system. So I'll click on that.
A few weeks ago, it was just me and my wife.
Sorry about the ad.
Vincent's birth mother.
A new virus, unlike any other, has infiltrated schools through social media. A pandemic quickly spreading around the world. Its origin is yet to be known. However, individuals with a history of negative and violent home environments are often more susceptible to contraction.
Fast forward a little bit.
It is highly contagious and no one is immune.
And some more.
People, and may even be unaware of their own infection. No one, not even this girl's parents and teachers, are aware that she is carrying such a deadly disease. Anger, envy, insecurity. Protect yourself and report cases of the cyberbullying virus.
Alright, so we would watch that video on cyberbullying and discuss the types of cyberbullying that can happen. Anger, resentment, jealousy, all of those different things, and why those types of cyberbullying can happen. Then we will also discuss the ways to combat cyberbullying by posting helpful things, words of encouragement, creating online neighborhoods, I guess, for positive interactions, and also reporting those negative comments as spam or something like that. Some students are not aware that they can report bad comments on social media sites. Alright, after we do that video, I would have them do a turn and talk activity. We would take about 5 minutes for them to talk with their elbow partners and answer the following questions. Why is cyberbullying such a problem in today's schools and society? What do you think are some effects of cyberbullying? What can you do if you are being cyberbullied? And what are some ways to stop cyberbullying? So I would give them 5 minutes. I usually set a timer in my classroom. I'm very strict about using time. So I would give them about 5 minutes to discuss each one of these questions. Then when the timer goes off, then I would call on groups to discuss their ideas with the class. And when I call on groups, I usually use either a popsicle stick with numbers. Their desks are numbered, and when I call their number, they have to answer. Or I have a stick pick app on my iPad that I use to call on the students for each question, so that every student is having a turn in sharing their ideas. After we share the ideas, we would watch the following video about how to beat cyberbullies. This is a YouTube video on giving them different ideas on what to do if they are cyberbullied or if they know someone who is being cyberbullied. So I would click on that link, it would take them to YouTube.
No other scents feel like Glade.
Again, we have
Melt
an
your
ad.
mood. Melt your mood with our Hawaiian Breeze fragrance. Feel relaxed. Feel Glade.
Hi, Wellcasters. Last week, we started talking about bullies. Those grizzly bears that seem to think that they're allowed to make you feel unsafe and uncomfortable. We showed you some ways to deal with those grizzlies, from playing dead to traveling in packs. But what if the bears could follow you, worming their way through the series of wires that now make up such a huge part of our lives? Today on Wellcast, we're taking a look at cyberbullying. In many ways, cyberbullying can be much scarier than physical bullying, and much harder to escape, too.
Okay, so after they watch that video, which on that video they highlight ways, like I said, to deal with cyberbullies. Some of the things that they say to do are to privacy is prevention. They mention making sure all of your settings on your Facebook and other social media sites are set to as private as possible. Not to respond to the cyberbullies and don't retaliate. Make sure you block the bully if possible. So block them from any action on your social media sites or block them from your phone so they can't call you. Also, if you have to, as a last resort, I guess, deactivate your social media sites. Make sure you save all the information, screenshots, saving emails, things of that nature, and tell someone so they give them ideas about how to tell a counselor or a teacher or a parent, someone to help them deal with the cyberbullies. And then it talks about other types of bullying as well. So after we watch that video, I would like for them to think of ways they can help others who are being cyberbullied. So I give them a definition of an upstander. Being active and helping to put a stop to cyberbullying is called being an upstander, rather than just standing by and witnessing cyberbullying and doing nothing, which is called being a bystander. So then I would have them go to this Padlet discussion where I would ask them to list at least one way that they could be a upstander. And if you're not familiar with Padlet, then Padlet is basically just a forum of discussion. You can post anonymously. You click anywhere on the site. Once they go to this website and put in this special little code that I have, it'll take them to my Padlet, and they can click on it and type in their answers. And so I'm looking for them to list things like how they can respond to the negative impact on cyberbullying, how they can help their friends, how they can recognize their own role in escalating or de-escalating cyberbullying events, how they can make sure that their online behavior is ethical and not in any way being harmful to other people. And when you click on that link, it takes you to the Padlet on cyberbullying that I created. And the students would just click here, and then they would write their topic on cyberbullying. And then they would post it. All right. So then finally, I would share my resources with the students. It's very important for them to know that, I need to give credit where credit is due. And so we would talk about the resources and where all of these came from and how they can cite their sources on their future presentations. So that is my presentation on cyberbullying. I would probably do this in a class of, we have an advisory class at Florence Middle School, and it lasts 25 minutes every day before lunch. So I would probably do this cyberbullying presentation to my advisory class, and then I could possibly do it to other advisory classes, share this presentation with other teachers in my building, and have them do it in their advisory classes, or maybe have a mini, what am I trying to say? A mini assembly where the students would come together during advisory class and the counselors could present this. Also, presenting this at a faculty meeting would be beneficial so that other teachers would be aware of all the different types of things as how to combat cyberbullying, how to recognize cyberbullying, and also to help the students to get through it. All right, so thank you for watching my presentation, and that is the conclusion.